Me time, my happy place, craft therapy. But what about when it isn't? All I want when I go to make a card is amazing results. You know, a card I absolutely love, efficiency, this baby doesn't give me a lot of free time, and a super impactful takeaway to share with you guys. Oh, and I want to love doing all of it. I just don't think it's humanly possible. But every time I sit down to make, I still want all those things. And when it doesn't happen, my mood tanks. I know the problem here isn't a bad card design or the wrong supplies or what I can or can't do skill-wise. It's a bunch of unrealistic expectations that just follow me on into the craft room. I want to change up my thinking here. I'm trying to make one of those colorful stacked sentiments, but a negative space version. I really liked the design in my head, but here in real life, I don't know how to finish this card. The room's a mess, and I've even got a grumpy baby to go along with all of it. I'm thinking, I am not creative enough for this. I wish I hadn't even bothered. When I think that, it's like instant discouragement. My creativity shuts down, and really, I don't even want to be making anymore. I just keep going because I want a card to show for all the mess and effort. But creating when I'm discouraged about how uncreative I am, well, everything plays out that way. I'm not creative then. So what needs to change? Actually, at first, I don't change a thing. Instead, I give myself total permission to feel discouraged, like full on welcome it. Usually when we feel negative emotion coming on, we're like, ugh, I don't want anything to do with that. We ignore it or we push it away. We'll even layer more emotion on top of it. But doing any of that makes things so much worse. It makes the negative emotions more intense and last longer. But if I just accept, okay, I feel discouraged, and pay some attention, the feeling is so much more doable than you'd think. But how do you feel an emotion instead of pushing it away that we're all really practiced at? This might sound kind of silly, but it works. Think of the negative emotion as an actual thing so you can really pay attention to it. Where is it in your body? Your stomach, your throat, your chest? What's the physical sensation of it? A tightening, a pressure, a flutter? What's it look like? What color? What shape? What are the edges like? Smooth, jagged? What about the texture? Squishy, brittle? Think about how intense it is. Scale of 1 to 10. Now that I've seen my discouragement straight on, can I handle feeling it? Of course I can. And that emotion's gonna move through me sooner now. This process of seeing and really feeling emotion isn't something you have to sit still and meditate on. You can do it during whatever else you've got going on. So I'm just gonna clean up this desk, toss the scraps, get supplies put away, and pay attention to discouragement. Okay, clean desk. Maybe I can squeeze out a little more time for making, and I think I feel up to trying again. But I'm gonna go easy on myself. Go with some more guaranteed techniques. Something with good impact, but easy and quick for me to do. Is this project gonna be a masterpiece? Probably not. Am I gonna walk away totally rejuvenated from my me time? That's okay. I learned a little bit more about myself, starting to see why sometimes when I make a card, I feel awful. It's not because I made a huge mess, or my card flopped, or my baby's covered in marker. It's because of what I'm thinking. When I totally see that, then I can start changing. And I think I know just the thought I want to think instead. I'm doing this for an uplifting creative experience, not a card. My project doesn't have to turn out for the experience to be a success. That thought makes me feel way more confident about making. And when I feel that way, I'm more creative. I'm willing to take risks, try new things. I keep going through fails. I can figure it out. And what's my result then? Not necessarily a final card, right? Sometimes projects take longer to figure out. But the result is an uplifting creative experience, which is what I'm really looking for when I sit down to make anyways. It was never about the card. How did I forget that? Everything I try to share with you here is about keeping your making experience an uplifting one too. But the whole idea behind Inkhill Revival came from a really low moment. Let me tell you that story right here. Wherever you're at on your making journey, I think you'll be able to relate.